Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to be doing a tutorial on LumaFusion. So if you don't know what LumaFusion is, it's this app right over here.
This is editing Kayla right now. I just want to say that this video is mainly focused on people who already know and are familiar with how LumaFusion works, because I'm not going into any detail on it or anything. So yeah, just keep that in mind when watching this video.
This is my main video editing app that I use on my iPad, or you can use it on iPhone as well. It's basically on the same platform. It does cost money and it's quite an expensive editor, but it's probably the best editor there is for iPhone or iPad. It has so many functions, so many tracks and things that you can add. It's very, very professional. It's kind of on the grade with Final Cut Pro, but still lacks a lot of features that Final Cut Pro also has. But yeah, for iPhone and iPad, this is probably the best option you have. I would suggest buying this once you're actually really serious about doing YouTube and you're looking into upgrading your editing. Because I know with iPhone and iPad, you have very limited things with each app. So you kind of have to jump around between a lot of apps. But this app has a lot of those features in one. I might reference to one or two things that I do in other apps that LumaFusion don't have. But yeah, in general, this is how I use LumaFusion to edit my videos. So I'm going to go into LumaFusion now. And here you can see I have all my projects over here. I have mainly two types of videos that I usually edit. So here's a clear example of that. So first off, I have these types of videos, which are screen recordings and things like that, tutorial kind of things. And yeah, that's the one type of video that I mainly use. And then the other type of video I usually have is product videos. So it looks like this. So as you can see, there's a lot of shots and talking. I'm gonna go to another project. Here you can see this is a very good example of another type of video I do. So it has camera filming angles, effects, and then a lot of shots of products, and then a lot of talking shots, overlays, text, a lot of things going on in one video. It's not just a one single clip of screen recording. So this is probably the most difficult and longest types of video, if I have to say, just because it has a lot going on. It's a lot of color grading of different clips, it's a lot of different texts, and also the overlays is a lot. So you can check out this review. It was a review of the Magic Keyboard case that Apple released if you are interested. Selfless promo. So in today's video, we're gonna do a simple approach. I'm gonna be showing you guys a little bit of this type of editing with a camera and what I usually do, and then we're gonna go into the screen recording editing. That's also something I do a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna start a new project. So to do that, you have to go down here on this plus icon here on the second one. You can select your frame rate and your aspect ratio. For a YouTube video, I suggest 16:9, since that is just the right frame rate for YouTube. And then I'm gonna click on this plus button here and we're gonna get started. So here we have our blank canvas, nothing in here yet. You're gonna see here at the top, you have a lot of things here. Then you have your timeline and you have your preview screen. Here at the bottom, you also have a lot of things. I'm not going to go too in depth on everything. This is just how I edit my videos on LumaFusion, so I'm assuming you kind of have maybe a background with LumaFusion. I do have a beginner's guide to LumaFusion. I'll have that linked in the cards up top if you want to go check that out, which goes more in depth with every single feature in here. But yeah, so I'm going to go here where you can see we have photos, and if you click on this icon here, you'll have this menu pop up, so you can choose where you want to go grab your clips or any other things. So you have photos, which is just your photo library. Then you have files, so it goes to files on your iPad or iPhone, and then you can get maybe video clips or whatever you have in there. Imported, it's basically if you like, say for instance you're in files and you say share to LumaFusion, it goes and saves it at the imported area. So I have things that were airdropped, I have things in iCloud Drive that I've saved here. So this is a lot of green screens and background music and things that I use for my videos. Other app, I have a lot of things here. Some of these are recordings that I did, it's like voiceover recordings. Some of these are photos, some of these are videos. It just depends on exactly what it was. Then we have shared. This is a cool thing, title image. It's just basically if you need a good quality logo of LumaFusion, you have it right here and imported. It's very, very convenient, I think. And then all your voiceovers come and save here. I'm gonna go into my files app real quick. I'm gonna go here to on my iPad, I'm gonna go here to LumaFusion. I just made a document with all the keyboard shortcuts for LumaFusion. If you want, I can link this in the description so you guys can check this out. If you're using a keyboard for LumaFusion, I'll have this in the description box below for you guys to go download. So yeah, just hope it helps some of you guys. So yeah, I just want to show you guys, you have all this in files, but you can also have some of it, access some of it in LumaFusion. If I go to this folder icon up here, I can select add or edit sources. So I can add a few things here as well, and these are the ones that are in use already. The fact that you can access files, I think, is probably one of the most convenient things. You can, like, say, add a link to a folder. So I brought this folder here so I can easily access anything in that folder through LumaFusion. I'm sorry, this is a lot of rambling about sources and things. But okay, so let's get to the basics. I'm going to import a video. So I've just imported this blank background. This is for the screen recording portion of this video. What I usually have is I edit these in Procreate, all my backgrounds. That's what I edit all my backgrounds on my iPad. For just a disclaimer, the way I edit on my iPad, you can do exactly the same things on your iPhone. If you have LumaFusion, it's the exact same app on both devices. So I'm going to go into Procreate over here, and I'm just going to show you guys real quick. So for instance, this is usually what I have when I have a screen recording video. So I make this in Procreate, especially the background. Here you can see my layers, the things that I add. Then I add some text over here, and then I import that into my video in LumaFusion, this photo. So this is the background for my screen recording. You can obviously add whatever text you want, or you don't even have to add text. It's just something I like to do. And then what I usually do is I go into all photos and I search for the screen recording I want to use in my video. So I just imported this clip over here. I'm gonna double tap on this, and then you can see I have these things here at the bottom. I'm gonna go to the frame and fit area. I'm just gonna size this to where I want it to be in my video. So I'm just gonna put it right in smack dab in the middle. Again, you can add like text like at the side here, like here, to say what your video is about. I usually just do that so it's not just one blank screen. Just makes it a bit more interesting because the screen recording can only go so big. And then when I have my screen recording position, I'm gonna go into photos again. I'm gonna go to my favorites album. I've made this image in Procreate as well. I didn't like draw the entire thing. I got an image over the internet and just refined some of the things in Procreate. So this is a PNG of an iPhone, and I just positioned this over my screen recording. Usually I just position this anywhere where I think it looks best. So I'm gonna go like this. To make sure it's completely in the center, I'm just gonna double tap on this X. So then it's perfectly in the center. I'm gonna go back to my screen recording. Again, position it a bit more until I find that it's the right amount. As you can see, it's still not perfect. To do some more refinements, I usually play around with these here. I just tap on these little arrows at the sides just to make minute changes. Yeah, that's good. So I'm just gonna make this image the duration of my video as well. So then I have my screen recording in my iPhone with a background and everything. So it takes up 3 layers. You can have up to 6 layers here, and 6 layers of music as well. And then what I just do is I go in and I split by because I have to split all 3 of these at the exact same space. Otherwise it just gets messy if I don't do that. So what you do, or what I do, is I position to where I want to split. I tap the scissor icon, and then it splits all 3 at the exact same position. But for instance, if I just tap on this clip and it just split that, and then delete, and then I have to move this back, it's just a lot more complicated than it needs to be. So I just go ahead and split at all 3 at the same time, and then just delete that bottom clip, because these clips that are on top of him are linked. So if I delete just the bottom clip, all 3 will be deleted quick and easy as that. That's just something I do to save time. Otherwise, clipping and deleting every single clip, it's going to take a long time. So that's the gist of how I edit the screen recording videos. It's really quick and easy, to be honest. It's probably the quickest editing. The only thing is just going through the entire video and listening to yourself talk and splitting and cutting. That's the longest portion of this video, or just making the background also takes time sometimes. But yeah, pretty simple edit. It's just a lot of splitting and cutting. So I'm gonna quickly go back to that other project that I showed you guys of the product, this video. So I want to show you guys a gist of what I do. So here you can see I have all my clips here. This I did in a separate project and then just exported that and imported it into this file. As you can see, it has a bunch of different clips. I just did that separately, it just was easier. Then I have my talking ahead points. And then as you can see here, I have a photo coming over, I have some text coming over, another animation. This is the exact same thing I did with the screen recording video, it's just of an iPad. So I got this photo of an iPad off the internet and I just added the screen recording over it so it looks like it's an actual iPad coming in. Here we have some more text with different styles. I'm gonna get to that in a moment. And yeah, one other thing I want to say that I feel like LumaFusion lacks in is when maybe shooting videos get shaky a lot, and LumaFusion does not have a way of editing shaky videos to make them more stable. The app that I use for that is called Amolco. So I'm gonna import this video real quick, and then I paid so it can remove the watermark. But basically what it does is the more you want to reduce the shakiness, the more it kind of zooms in to stabilize it. It does crop your video a bit, so you gotta make sure your video is pretty wide if you know you're gonna have to use this app. But it's really been a lifesaver for like stabilizing videos. So if you're looking for a good app to stabilize videos, Amolco is a good choice. It's not too expensive to remove the watermark and then you don't have to pay anything again. So I'm gonna go back into that other project just for the example project, and I'm gonna import a clip of me talking. So here you can see me talking. It's a pretty long clip, I think it's about 7 minutes. Yeah, the splitting and cutting is pretty self-explanatory. Just split and cut a lot. A lot of times I like to use my keyboard, just goes faster. Again, keyboard shortcuts video or file in the description box. So yeah, I just go through these waveforms, give a really good indication of where to split and cut. I know how I talk now and where it's split and cut, and I just usually cut out those spaces that are low with the waveforms. I hope you understand what I mean. So I just usually check out for that when editing my videos. A lot of things I like to do as well is maybe like in this position I cut like here and here for the duration of this hand movement that I want to make fun of. I'm not gonna make fun of myself, someone else is gonna do it, so I just might as well do it early on, so you know, it just doesn't bruise the ego as much. So I'm gonna zoom into my hand, for instance, for this weird movement that I did, and I'm gonna click on play, and then you can say just zoom in to my hand movement. Things like that. It doesn't even have to be a hand move. A lot of times people like to do this, so I'm gonna go like this, click here and here, and then just a little zoom in to my face to exaggerate something that I just said. As you can see, that's something I like to do a lot, especially in these types of videos with products where you go over a lot of facts and things about a product. It just makes it a little more interesting and makes the facts seem a little more interesting just because you have some exaggerated effects. Before I start cutting, usually, I forgot about this real quick, I always start by color grading my video. It just saves a lot of time because then I don't have to go in and color grade every single little clip. So how I do that is I'm going to double tap here on a clip. Again, I usually do this before cutting and splitting, so the whole thing is color graded already. And then I'm gonna go down here to this icon, and here you can see I have a lot of presets that they give you that you can use. All these areas, again, the full beginner's guide goes into detail about this more. Here's this little star, and this is saved presets of mine. I think I used this one. I don't know why I called it cinnamon. That just happened. I don't know why. Anyway, so I think this one has a bit more contrast. Let me just quickly see the difference. Yeah, it's a lot more darker. I like to do that sometimes in my videos, especially with this black background. It helps a lot. I love using the vignette to get that. I don't even know how to pronounce that. To get that, I think it's in one of these effects folders. Just gonna say which one. Yeah, it's in this one that looks like a square. It has a lot of options here. You have vignette with the dark or the light one. So yeah, that's what I like to apply to my videos a lot. You can also make fun of yourself in this. So I'm gonna quickly get a quick clip of me maybe like this area, just like so. Double tap on that. It's just to make fun of myself a bit, you know, that's something you kind of have to do on the internet. So I'm gonna go here to this one here, this swirly, and then you can see a bunch of options here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up here, and you can add a big bump or a small bump or just a bump. And I'm gonna position it on my face, and then you can make fun of yourself if you're saying something stupid, just like that. And then you can also play around with the audio. I'm gonna double tap on that. Play around with the audio, go here to audio, and you can maybe like add a bad pass. Distortion is also something you can add to your audio. It can make it sound a bit weird, but yeah, make editing fun, you know. Here you can see the color grading difference. A big thing that I like to do if for color grading, just to color grade maybe this clip exactly the same, I'm gonna tap on this clip here. If it wasn't saved as a preset already, I'm just gonna tap on it, click on this keyboard option here, select copy, and then go here, tap on this clip, go to the keyboard and select paste, and it's as easy as that. It has the same color grading, but I'm gonna go through every single clip right now, but that's something you can do as well. If you forgot to color grade before cleaning and spilling and cutting, just might take a lot of more time. Adding a photo is pretty self-explanatory. I'm gonna go here to all photos and videos. I'm gonna import this little clip here that I like to use in my video. Again, adding a cool color grade will make this just look way more dramatic sometimes. So here you can actually see a preview of some of your presets. So if I want to go with effect 2, I don't even know what this was, but yeah, color grading can be really cool. Here you can see a before and after color grading. Just makes it look a lot more cleaner. Transitions I usually do with clips over my videos, so I'm gonna go to the transitions area here. And here you have a few. They don't have a lot, but I mean, for the videos I don't need a lot of transitions, so it's pretty fine for me. I don't really mind it, but I do know that is a limited amount of transitions on here. I like to do the wipe spin a lot for introducing a new clip. I don't know why, it's probably not the best transition that a lot of people like, but sometimes it just looks cool adding a transition like so. Maybe it's pretty lame, but sometimes I like to use that. I rarely voice over on my iPad just because the mic quality is not the best, so I'd rather do it on my iPhone or just using the mics on my camera. So yeah, I rarely use LumaFusion voice over effect, but sometimes I do. You just click on this plus button down here and select voiceover, and you can start voiceovering really quick and easy. So I'm gonna add a title now. So usually like when a video starts or something, or maybe just like here for a clip, I'm gonna add an overlay title. I'm gonna double tap on that clip. Here you can see I have some user styles, not a lot, like one. I click here on this area right here too, to access my presets, the star icon. Here you can see all my user titles, and they have a lot of titles here as well, cool titles that you can use. But yeah, like for instance, this is something that I like to use in this video. So I'm gonna double tap on this clip, and I can edit the text. So here you can see I have shape and text. So I can edit the shape here or the text here. I'm gonna just say USB-C, done. Maybe move that a bit, and then I can also rotate it. I can add a edge color to it. I can change the edge color if I want. It's ugly, but you get what I mean. You can add a shadow to it. You can select the distance of the shadow, the blur of the shadow, the opacity of the shadow, if you want one or not. Select the distance. You can select the angle of the shadow, where it comes from, things like that. And you can also if I try to move this, it only moves this and not the like shape behind it. So in order to move the shape and the text at the same time, we're gonna go from this area to this area, the frame and fit area, and it just moves the entire thing, and you can size the entire thing as well. So that's really nice. You can also rotate the entire thing like so. So that's titles. It's really self-explanatory. You just have to select add title and then edit however you want to. You can also go here and select plus and select whether you want to add an image, a shape, or a text as a layer, and then edit that. And again, they have some options here for you as well, some cool presets. Then you can go through and save and choose. To save a preset, what you do is you just tap on this star icon down here, or up here, sorry, and then select a title. So I'm just gonna name this USB title. I don't even know. You can be more descriptive, and then just select that star icon again, and then you'll see here at the top it says it saved it. So that's what it looks like. So yeah, that's my title. Again, I can add a transition, so I'm gonna select a slide right transition here. Something that I like to do is adding a glitch green screen. So usually I do that at the beginning. So here's a funny moment, I guess, I don't even know. And then between that and where the video or intro starts playing, I have that green screen glitch kind of effect going here. I downloaded this from YouTube, so I'm gonna go here up here. I'm gonna go to imported, and I'm gonna go here to iCloud Drive. I have already selected a small portion, so you can see here it's only that portion that's gonna be brought in right now. I usually make my timeline wider as to easily like overlap it between the two clips and not just the one. Tap on that, and then I'm gonna go down here to presets, and I'm gonna select green screen. Now this is a preset that I made. I'm gonna get to green screens in a moment. You won't have that preset there, but then this is what it looks like. So you see the transition to that. I guess it could be smoother, but that's just a quick example of how I like to use that as a transition between two clips. And it has a sound effect as well. So yeah, I usually like to add that in as well sometimes as a transition between two things. Now as for green screens, I'm gonna get a lot of comments about that as well. And I'm gonna add a green screen. So usually I do this at the beginning of my video. I have a few types, okay, maybe like 2 types. I have this one, which comes in like this and then goes out. Or I have a very simple one that just comes in and goes out. I also have an Instagram green screen that looks like this that I sometimes put over and then it goes out again. So I'm going to go with the subscribe button, tap on here or just drag it to here, and then you see you have your green screen. So to get rid of the green screen part, you double tap on this clip. I'm going to go up here to this keyhole icon, and then you see you have green screen key. So tap on that, and then it takes away the green. But as you can see, it didn't take away all the green. So you want to play around with the hue range, the saturation range, things like that until you have your desired look. This can take a few tries and a few different ways before you get it right. It took me a while to actually find the right one for this, which is why once I had it, I saved it as a custom preset. So here you can see it says, where's that? It says sub green screen. So for this specific green screen, that one works. I'm gonna put that over. So it's the best possible way I could get it to look good. So yeah, you have to play around with that. For example, my Instagram green screen, if I put the sub green screen over that, I'm gonna go here to sub green screen. As you can see, it looks a bit glitchy. But if I put the plain green screen preset that I made over that, it looks better. It didn't cut out some of the white parts of the green screen. So yeah, play around with green screens a lot until you have your desired look, because LumaFusion, I mean, it's not like After Effects or anything, so it's not going to be the best at green screens and things like that, but it works decently well for that. Adding in music, I have a bunch of videos that I've downloaded from YouTube with background music in it, or you can use, I don't even know, do they have music still? They had music at a time, but then they switched the way they work and then they don't have music anymore, I guess. But yeah, get your own music, and then I just drag maybe like this video with background music and I drag it into the music tab down here, and then I have it here. If I just want one long music track, what I usually do is I have this music here and then it just duplicate it throughout the entire duration of my video, then split the end of it. So it just stops at the right time, and then yeah, you have your music playing in the background. I usually to lower the volume of all these music tracks, because I have maybe like 3 or 4 of these clips of music now in here, to make them all the same volume. I don't go into each one individually. I go up here, tap on this icon here, and then I just lower them usually to like about -40 or 35 maybe, between that range, and then they're all the same low volume tune and not like too loud or anything. I hope I'm not going too all over the place. I know I've been a few places now, but if you know LumaFusion, you're probably getting what I'm saying. So let's recap real quick. For screen recording videos, I have a background, I have the screen recording, and then I have the phone or the iPad, whatever it is, over the screen recording. For the iPad screen recording, I'm just going to go to that other video real quick. I have the iPad first, the device first, and then the screen recording. Whereas with the iPhone, I first have the screen recording, and on top of that, I have the iPhone. The reason for that is because it has a background still in it. It's not a PNG, so it has this area. Whereas my iPhone PNG does not have this area, so I can just easily put it over my screen recording. For my iPad, that's not the case. So what I do is I have my screen recording here. I put it to where exactly I want it. And as you can see, the corners are a bit rounded over here. How I did that is I went to cropping. Oh yeah, you can crop videos as well, top, bottom, whatever. But I go to the area that says corner radius, I believe. And then I can crop that real easy. Sorry, that's not the edge softness. Here you go, the corner radius. I can drag that and crop that for a little bit, just so it looks like it fits in the iPad screen and it's not just like a straight cut edge. So looks a little more real, as you can see. Because if I didn't do that, this is what it would look like. It would have these straight cut edges, and that's not what the iPad looks like, the screen of the iPad. So just feel like that makes it look a little more genuine. So yeah, that's the screen recording video. It's really simple and easy. And then you can add text and whatnot over it, background music. For these videos, it's a lot more clips. You can see how I used the green screens, how I maybe like zoomed in a bit more, how I added text, how I used transitions. Also learned how to make like zoom in effects or just us looking funny effects. So yeah, that's just the gist of how I edit my videos. It's a lot of splitting and cutting and adding little things. I hope this video did help you guys, or just showed you a little bit of an insight to my workflow when editing, or just a little insight into my mind. I know it's a little busy sometimes. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up and comment down below any other questions you might have for me. Definitely subscribe by clicking on the icon on the screen. Click on the playlist to see all of my other editing tutorials and things like that, and click on the video to my previously uploaded video. I love you guys so much. Be weird and be proud of it. Bye.